Welcome back to my channel for another Mindset Monday, where we discuss potential mindset blocks that may be holding you back with your money and your life in general. So my name is Kristin. If you're new here to my channel, we've been doing these Mindset Monday videos for a couple weeks now, and they've been consistently more casual videos, which is why I'm just kind of chilling in my bed right now. No, honestly, it's because I am running out of light. That's also why I only have one hand painted. And if I don't film this right this second, I know I won't get it done in time. So let's just go ahead and jump right in. Here is this week's Mindset Monday topic. I love getting to chat about these mindset topics with you each week because I don't know, I'm just so passionate about mindset in general, money mindset, but mindset in general. I don't know. Maybe you saw the title of the video and just turned it on because you were curious to see what in the world oversaving was, right? I know it's not a term you hear that often. It's something that a lot of people experience, and I never hear anybody talking about it actually. And I'm here in the money space. Let's go ahead and start with the oversaving portion. When we hear the word oversaving, I think the common first thought is, how do you oversave, right? Like, isn't saving money supposed to be a great thing? And yes, it is. It is supposed to be a good thing. It is a good thing. Saving money is a great thing, right? It allows us to be prepared for any kind of emergencies that may happen. It allows us to be prepared to take care of our future selves. It allows us to save for all different types of goals that we want to achieve in our lives. But there is a such thing as oversaving. And as most things we talk about on Mindset Monday, it goes back to a specific money mindset block that so many of us deal with, and that is scarcity. Maybe you were poor when you were younger, and maybe you weren't sure where your next meal was coming from. Maybe you and your family always felt like you didn't have enough. Over time, those experiences turn into a mindset where you are always worried about not having enough. Even as an adult, if you're making an adequate salary, you have good financial habits, you have plenty of money in the bank, you're saving for retirement, it can almost become borderline obsessive, where all you're thinking about is saving money, saving money, saving money. This could manifest itself in many different ways. Maybe you are way overworking and you really don't need to be because you already have more than enough money saved, but because of that scarcity mindset, because of the way you grew up, because of that mindset block, you always feel like you have to keep working more and more and more and get more and more money so you can save more and more money. And let me just clarify here. Someone who is an oversaver, they're not doing it because they're greedy or they're selfish. They're doing it as a way to protect themselves. It's not necessarily about having the most money, right? It's about safety. It's about security, and that is all well and good. But the impact that can also have on your life can be detrimental. Maybe if you're an oversaver, you'll never take off work to ever spend any time with your family. And it's hard for you to justify doing that because then you're spending the money that you feel like you should be saving. Another way this could rob the oversaver of being able to experience financial contentment is oftentimes they have a real struggle spending money. So it's not just the fact that they'd rather save it, it's that they have an actual problem because of this scarcity mindset spending money, okay? So it's great if you're not out frivolously spending, but what happens when something occurs that you truly need to spend money? The mere thought of spending money that is 100% justifiable, necessary spending can actually lead to extreme worry, anxiety, and stress about spending that money. And any extreme emotions around money I believe, are not healthy. We really want to always strive for that balance. And I know balance is kind of this myth that we're all seeking in every area of our lives, right? And sometimes it just feels unattainable, but that's okay. You don't have to be perfectly balanced. But if this is resonating with you, if you're kind of nodding your head when I'm going through some of these points, then that may be a sign to you that you are oversaving. And while I don't want to get too philosophical here, I think one of the biggest downfalls to being an oversaver actually isn't experienced until much later in life. And if you missed the Mindset Monday video that we discussed our time being worth more than our money, I will go ahead and link that up here. Be sure you go check that one out. That one was so important, but that is one of the major problems with oversaving is you are constantly trading your time for money so that you can save that money. And when we're in the day-to-day grind, we're paying our bills and we're putting the money in our account, an oversaver likely gets a similar endorphin rush when they save money as an overspender does when they spend money, okay? But at the end of our days, nobody ever says, I wish I had saved more money. What they say is, I wish I had more time. I wish I would have taken more time to do XYZ. I wish I would have spent more time with this person. I wish I would have taken more time for myself or taken more time to travel. All of the things. I know that's really difficult sometimes to project all the way out, sometimes decades and decades, to think, hey, how are we gonna feel about this when we're on our deathbed? It just feels unrealistic, right? But it's not. I mean, the reality is we're all gonna be there someday. And if you are someone who is working a ton more hours than you need to simply so you can save more money, or maybe on the other end of the spectrum, maybe you're somebody who's already well into retirement age, but you just won't retire, even though you are more than financially capable of retiring, right? You have plenty of money in your nest egg. Maybe you've already reached financial freedom and you could walk away from your job at any day, but your scarcity mindset tells you, don't retire yet. You need to save more. You need to save more. You really don't. You really don't need to save more money. Personally, I do not suffer from oversaving. I'm a spender at heart. I love to save money, but I really love to spend money too. If you are someone who oversaves, I would like to encourage you to try and do a little bit of inner work, take some time and try to figure out what events in your past have turned you into this oversaver. Take a look at your different financial parameters. Do you have a retirement savings plan? Do you have an emergency fund of 6 to 12 months? Are you saving a decent percentage of your income every paycheck? Do you have sinking funds that are funded? If so, it may be time to try and loosen the reins a little bit when it comes to saving money. I know it may not be that easy. As with all of these mindset shifts, they're kind of a process, right, where we have to really do some self-discovery and sometimes do the inner work. But I want you to recognize that this is a thing. You're not alone. There's plenty of other oversavers out there. But I would love to see you find financial contentment. And I do not think that will happen if you are consistently oversaving. Let's shift gears and talk about the other part of this topic, which is something I'm kind of an expert in. Much better now, but for a very long time, I was a chronic overspender for sure. Sometimes the message we get when we follow different people on social media or different financial people or even people like myself here on YouTube that talk about money is it kind of feels like we are getting these messages where it's cut everything you can, cut cable, cut coffee, cut every single little thing you can, cut out all your spending. And that message can often make people feel restricted, of course. So in comes that YOLO mindset, right? And if you don't know what YOLO is, it's an acronym that stands for you only live once. And it's often used as a joke, but it's also used to reflect the mindset that you have one life, live it to its fullest, and when you go, you can't take your money with you anyway, so you may as well spend it. And of course, I'm over dramatizing it a little bit, but that's the basic gist of the YOLO mindset. And I don't really think that I have to tell anybody that overspending is likely going to keep you from reaching most of your financial goals, and not paying attention to where your money is going is a really big cause of overspending, because when you're not really sure where it's going, we don't really realize how much we've spent. So sometimes it's not always intentional overspending, but more so the death by 1,000 cuts, where it's just a whole bunch of small little purchases and spending that really does add up in the end, and we realize we have way overspent and blown our budget. When you're overspending, of course, that means you're going to have a lot less money to save, right? And so we truly can't experience contentment where we're just happy with where we are at, right? We're happy with what we have. We're content with our finances if we are leaning to one extreme or the other. So either the oversaving or the overspending. And while oversaving is definitely an issue, overspending is certainly the more prevalent issue, especially in today's world, right? The world where you click one button and we can buy pretty much anything we want. The world where we can just hold our phone up to something and pay for something, right? All of this instant gratification just literally at our fingertips. It's a wonder we're not all blowing every dime we get. So we definitely have to be able to recognize that we're overspending. And the way I really recommend you doing that is by tracking your spending. Now, this is something I've talked about many, many times. In fact, I did a whole video just about how to track your spending. And in that video, you can also get a free spending tracker and a whole bunch of tips on how to track your spending, and then what to do with the spending that you've tracked, right? What to do with that data that you've compiled as you've been tracking your spending. Make sure you check out that video. I don't want to reiterate it all here. So that's going to tell you everything you need to know. But once you do that, then you'll be able to see if you are overspending. You'll be able to identify where you're overspending. The next thing I want you to do is make sure you take the time and review and revise your budget. Your budget should reflect your priorities. And if you're overspending on things that are actually of value to you and are a priority in your life, then you're going to want to go ahead and adjust your budget to allow for a little more wiggle room to spend the money on the things that you value. And that could be as simple as taking a look at the items in your budget, the categories in your budget that aren't as valuable or important to you, and perhaps taking some of the money from that category to allocate to the areas in your budget where you're currently overspending, and that will allow you to balance them out. And the last thing I want to mention is sometimes we're overspending because there's just things that we really want to purchase, right? Or places we really want to go, experiences we really want to have, and there's nothing wrong with that. But for you to be able to be content and not constantly be in that state of overspending and trying to catch up and going over your budget and probably feeling guilty because that goes hand in hand with overspending, the shift you need to make is just to plan for it. There's nothing wrong with spending money on things that are important to you. Absolutely nothing wrong with it, right? That's what we work so hard for in life. Creating a plan ahead of time to save for the things that you really want is going to make sure that you're able to do and have all the things you want in life without compromising your finances or your financial situation to do so. And I just wanted to tell you about a free training that my friend Ashley Patrick is doing. She is one of my online money bloggers friends, and she is going to be doing a completely free live training teaching you how to save for the things that you really want. There are going to be 2 sessions, and they will be on August 19th and August 20th. So you do have a couple days to go ahead and sign up. I'm going to leave the link down below so you can go ahead and register for the training. That way you'll get an email reminder sent to you so you don't miss it. And Ashley is super smart when it comes to budgeting and saving, and I know that you're going to get a lot out of this training with her. That is the end of our Mindset Monday video. As usual, I intended for this week to be really quick. It was not. You know, your girl can talk, right? What would you classify yourself as? An oversaver or an overspender? And have you ever even heard of oversaving before? Leave me a comment and let me know what you think, and we can go ahead and chat more about this in the comment section. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you will go ahead and click that little red button to join my family here on YouTube. I would love to have you, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.
Yesterday, there was sun